Today's video is the introduction about Raspberry Pi. Before starting the projects with Raspberry Pi, we will learn about what it is. A Raspberry Pi is a low-cost mini computer which is just the size of a credit card. It was created in UK mainly for education. The official website is raspberrypi.org. As this is small and cheap, so it was made to be used to teach computers to kids in schools. But this can be used not only by kids, but people of any age to learn computers and do a variety of other things. For more videos like what components to buy for the projects and tutorials about those components, please subscribe to and visit our channel Robotics for Juniors. Raspberry Pi can be used as a media center, retro gaming console, web server, Wi-Fi extender, security camera, as weather station monitoring for research, and home automation projects, to name a few. But we will be focusing on the main use of Raspberry Pi, which is teaching kids the computers. For kids, Raspberry provides an easy and effective way to learn programming with Python and Scratch, interact with hardware like LEDs, sensors, and motors using the Raspberry Pi. Writing simple programs will allow you to send signals to control the attached hardware or to read the signal sent from the hardware. I will be using version 3B of Raspberry Pi. The latest version is 4B with 2 GB RAM at $45 at Amazon. If you already have the Raspberry Pi circuit board, you can check the version. It is written on the board itself. Along with the Raspberry Pi board, we need some accessories to make it work as a desktop. We will learn about these accessories now. Raspberry Pi is a hardware. It does not have a built-in storage. The required files to run the operating system are on the SD card. So this is the hard drive of Raspberry Pi and has everything stored on it: the operating system, applications, games, and the data. I have this 16 GB micro SD card which I purchased from Amazon for $14.99. It is specific to Raspberry Pi. So it comes with pre-installed Noobs, which is the installer of Raspbian. Raspbian, as it was called earlier, is the operating system of the Raspberry Pi. Now it is called Raspberry Pi OS. You don't need to install or set up anything. It boots up the system as soon as you switch it on. We put it in this slot of memory card at the bottom of the circuit board. We put the pin side inside and give it a gentle push. So the next thing which we will connect is the keyboard and the mouse. These are the 4 USB ports. I will use 2 of these for the mouse and the keyboard. I have a Logitech keyboard with a receiving USB, so I will plug it in one of the USB ports. The mouse I have is the wired one. I put this in another USB port. So our mouse and keyboard are also connected now. Now to connect the monitor to the Pi, we can connect any LED TV to the Pi through HDMI cable. So we connect the HDMI cable here in the Raspberry Pi. The slot for HDMI has it written near it, so we connect it here. The other end of this cable would go in the TV or the monitor. So this completes our connection of the micro SD card, mouse, keyboard, and monitor. Now we need to connect the power supply. For power supply, I have a charger which we get specifically for Raspberry Pi and I got from Amazon. This power supply provides 2.5 amperes of current, which is perfect for our Raspberry Pi. If we see the safety instructions manual, it shows minimum current of 2 amperes. The usual phone chargers provide 2 amperes. So to provide the proper current in case of fluctuations also, we should use the charger designed for Raspberry Pi. This case is the official cover of Raspberry Pi. It has cutouts for its different slots like HDMI, the USB ports, the power supply, and the SD card slot. But there are a variety of cases available in the market, including some transparent ones. These provide proper encasing when we make some moving buggy with the Raspberry Pi. This gives you a variety to choose from. While connecting the circuit, I have to remove the top portion of the case. But it's important to still have the bottom portion to provide insulation against any static developed. You can also buy the Cana kit, the official Raspberry Pi 4 with 4 GB, I think which that is enough to work on the project's desktop kit for $129. In this kit, we get the Raspberry Pi circuit board, the official case, keyboard, mouse, the power supply, 32 GB SD card, and a quick start guide. I'll put the link below in the description. Now let's look at the GPIO pins. GPIO stands for General Purpose Input Output. There is a row of 40 pins along the top edge of the board. These are GPIO pins. These let you connect buttons, LEDs, buzzers, sensors, and motors. These can be used as input which receives data or as output which react to data. Input can be a sensor or a button, and the output can be a buzzer, LED, or motor. These all we will use in upcoming projects. This is the GPIO pin diagram. We would be needing to refer to this diagram while making our circuits. In this, the red marked pins are the positive power supply. So we can connect any component to these pins which need power of 5 volt or 3.3 volt like LED. The black labeled pins are the ground pins. The circuit becomes complete only on connecting the other end of the circuit to the ground. But more than one component can share the ground. The blue ones are the GPIO pin numbers. Also, if you have noticed, they are not numbered in sequence. These numbers are referred to as the Broadcom pin numbering. We use BCM when we refer to pins in our programs. If we refer to the pins by the numbers labeled on the board, which is 1 through 40, we will use board when we program the pins. General convention is to use BCM numbering when programming through Scratch or Python. So now let's connect the power supply to boot up the Raspberry Pi. When we connect the power supply, two lights, a red and green, switch on the board. Red shows that the circuit board has the power, and green shows that the Raspberry Pi is able to identify and read the SD card. When you switch off the Raspberry Pi, then you need to first shut down the system just like a desktop, instead of switching off the power supply directly. This might damage the SD card, which acts as a hard drive of Raspberry Pi. In such a case, only the red light on the board will switch on, but not the green light. When we switch on the Raspberry Pi the first time, it boots up and we see this screen. Model 3 and up will support Wi-Fi connection. In the upper right-hand corner, click the symbol of Wi-Fi and connect to your Wi-Fi network by putting the password. So you'll be connected to your Wi-Fi network. Here, this icon is of Chromium. Chromium is the browser of Raspberry Pi. You can access the internet on this browser. Click on this Raspberry icon. Here you will see the different options. Like for programming, you can see Python, Scratch, and so on. This is from where you shut down the Raspberry Pi. So this is pretty much it for this video. Subscribe to our channel, Robotics for Juniors. We'll see you in the next video to make our first project.